Alright, so in this video we're going to be going over Living Hope by Phil Wickham, and the song's in the key of E flat and the time signature is in 4/4. So what I was thinking for this song, at the last chorus, or one of the last choruses, it goes, Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free, hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. And then it walks down, you have broken. So I was thinking when it goes to that 6 minor is when we would start the riff. So you have broken, and when he says broke on that 4 chord, that's when we would end the riff. So it would be right in that walk down. So let's first just listen to that section of the song, and then after that we'll figure out how we can piece together a piano lick that would fit in that walk down section. So it goes to the top of the chorus. And here it's going to go to the 6 minor, right here, and then to the 4. So if you could hear in there, the piano section, he's doing this kind of a walk down up here, this octave walk down. So it's, and then it goes to the 6 minor, and that's where we would do the riff, and it walks down to the 5, and then to the 4, where we would end it. So the first thing that we have to do is figure out what subdivision we want to use for this piano lick. So the song's in 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think it's double that. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we kept the piano lick straight, we could do an 8th note or a 16th note. So an 8th note would sound like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I think that would be a little bit slow for this song because it's kind of a driving song, so it would make sense to do something faster. So if we did a 16th note, it would be 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a bum, like that. You could also do a triplet if you wanted to, and so that would sound like triplet, 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 trip. I don't think a triplet would work for this song. Like I said, it's kind of a driving song, so I think to keep this piano lick straight would make more sense. So a 16th note subdivision sounds good to me. So the next thing we have to figure out is what would be a good starting or ending point for this piano lick. So you kind of play through it a couple times and just try to listen to what would make sense. You know, you just kind of have to think about what sounds good to you. So if you play through it, so that's kind of where we'd start it, or that's where our hand position is before we start it. And then it walks down. Our right hand is on this E flat when it's going to the 4 chord. I think it would make sense to end the piano lick on an E flat because that's where your hand position is already. So then you could end the lick and then continue right back into that hook that you're doing. You know, end it here and then go right back in. So I think that would make sense to end it on an E flat. So the next thing we have to do is count how many notes we want it to be. So if we're doing a 16th note subdivision, let's see here. So if you started on that 6 minor, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So if we start it right on that 6 minor, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 counts. And if we're doing 16th note subdivision, it would be 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And then you have to add one more because you're starting the new measure on that 4 chord. And then you want to end the piano lick on that E flat. So it would be 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, end. So it'd be 4 measures, 4 notes in each measure. So that's 16 notes plus one more to end it. So that's 17 notes. So the next thing we want to figure out is, do we want to do a major or a minor scale? So my rule of thumb for this is if you try a flat 7. So let's see, no, the song's in E flat. So A flat 7, basically, if you do an E major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be your D note, but it's a flat 7. So you just take your D and you make it a flat, and you add that with your 1 chord. So an E flat, and you add that flat 7. So that doesn't sound good. It doesn't fit with the song. So if a flat 7 does not fit, then that means you're going to do a major scale. So we're going to do a major scale. Now the next thing you want to figure out is if we're going to do a pentatonic or a blues scale. So my rule of thumb for here, it's pretty simple. It's just if the song sounds bluesy, then you do a blues scale. And if the song doesn't, then you'll do a pentatonic scale. So this song is, it doesn't sound bluesy at all to me. It's just kind of a straightforward worship song. It's not bluesy at all. So we'll do a pentatonic scale that's major. I think we're going to do 17 notes, and we'll figure it out as we go through here. Sometimes you have to change it, add more, take some away, but we'll start with 17 notes, major pentatonic scale in the key of E flat. So now we have to make sure that we know how to do a major pentatonic scale in the key of E flat. So pull up your E flat chart, and then you just make sure you use the correct fingering. Right? And then you go up and down the scale and just make sure that you know how to play it. And you can kind of break it up and do half octaves, or kind of, you know, kind of go up and down. Right? Because you don't know if you're going to do 17 notes that starts all the way up here and do 17 notes all the way down to end on the E flat, or if, you know, if there's not enough space and you want to mix it up, you can, you know, something kind of like that where you kind of jump around this major pentatonic scale. So the other thing you have to keep in mind too is if we're doing 16th note subdivisions for this piano lick, you have to be able to play it fast enough. And this song really is quick. Halle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a very fast riff. So you have to make sure that you can even play this pentatonic scale that fast. And you just kind of work it until you can get this up to tempo. Something kind of like that, and just make sure that you're comfortable with this scale. So once you got that and you can play it at tempo, now we just kind of work out the riff and what we want to do. So play through it a couple times. And then here's how we start the riff. I'm thinking that I want to start up top and then work my way down to end on that E flat. So one thing you can do, if you already have your ending spot, like we said, we were going to end the riff right here, you can just count up 17 on this pentatonic scale and then see where your start note is. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My mic stand is in the way, so I got to move my hand. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you could start here. I don't really like doing that because that's kind of a big walk from here all the way down to here. So maybe what we could do is kind of break it up like I was doing. Something kind of like that to add some extra notes in this kind of section so that we're not bringing our hand all the way down. So you could do something like, you know, start here. Like that. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you could do that. Like that. I don't like going down and then back up. So maybe if we shorten the riff and then you don't have to start right on this one count, you could wait for a second. Is that 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so that could work. Yeah. Yeah, so instead of starting on that one beat, we're waiting a second. So we're starting on the 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1. Yeah, so we're kind of starting this piano lick in the middle of 1 and 2 beats. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Like that. And you kind of speed it up to tempo. Faster. Yeah. I don't really like that. Maybe if we changed this 6th note and made it a 7. So, because one thing that the melody line is doing that I noticed, so hallelujah, da 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 da, it's hitting that 7 note, so we could even follow up on that and hit the 7, right, instead of the 6, because the 7 would make more sense because the melody line is hitting that. Even though it's not part of the pentatonic scale, you could just change that 1 note, and then the rest of the pentatonic would work. So now let's just kind of play through it and make sure that it works. Yeah, I think that sounds great. So at this point, I think we know what we want to do. We're substituting the 6th note with the 7, which isn't normal, but I think in this case it would work. Just like I said, the melody line is hitting that. Actually, you know what? In the last chorus, his melody line, he's kind of ad-libbing a little bit. Because it's hallelujah, ba 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 ba. So the melody line is up here, but in the other times, the one who set me free, the other times before he hits that 7. So maybe you could even still do that, and it kind of brings back, kind of calls back to that original melody line as he's ad-libbing. So I think that could still be cool. So, who set me free, hallelujah. And go back right into the hook. Yeah, so now what we want to do, we have the riff. Let's play it a couple times over and over and over again just to make sure that we have it. And it's important to play the piano parts before this piano lick, and then also once you finish the lick, continue the piano parts, because you want to make sure that it's the transition going in and coming out is really smooth. So let's do that a couple times just to make sure that we have it. Repeat it. One more time. Yeah, I think that sounds good. So now, once we have it and we're confident that we can play it nice and smooth, let's go back and play it with the song just to make sure that it sounds good with the rest of the band. Yeah, I think that one sounds really good for that song. So now that we have that one tied up, let's go ahead and move on to the next song.